Welcome to Sport Wrap on Wednesday with Ashwin Betty as I take you through the latest local and international sport, including some news from the Olympics and, of course, Ari Hohad will take us globe-trotting. Let's not delay this any further. Let's head into the hit list. Last weekend, Omeya Golf Course hosted the Omeya Junior Open, a two-day event that saw young golfers set the stage. According to Namibia Junior Golf Secretary Jessica van Schalkwyk, the event went very well. The players braved the cold early mornings to tee off, but luckily warmed up later on, she said. Sponsored by the Namibia Junior Golf Foundation, the event featured 23 juniors competing in divisions A through E. Now, van Schalkwyk was impressed with the talent on display. We saw a lot of talent shine this weekend, and the NJGF committee is trying to develop this potential to represent Namibia at the highest level, she noted. Now, these were the winners: overall gross winner Kyle Johnson, overall net winner Samuel Nell. In the AMB division, gross Charles Lohman, gross runner-up Connor Gibson, net winner Rudy Aused, net runner-up Justin Naubeb. In the C division, gross winner it was Rehat Krieger, runner-up AJ Lowe, net winner Declan Renton, runner-up Prince Robert Kahinise. And in the D division, first place was Ethan Johnson, non-handicapped division. E division, first place Matthias Nell, second place Joanne Alces, and third place Ivan DeVos. Now, Secretary General of the Namibia Paralympics Committee, Michael Hamukwaya, also a national coach, says the team which will compete at the France 2024 Paralympics Games are hard at work preparing for the competition. The Games will start on 28th August, just after the Olympic Games conclude. Namibia will be sending a team of 4 confirmed competitors who will attempt to get medals. Ananias Shikongo, Chris Kinda, Lahia Ishitile, and Johannes Nambala are the athletes that have been confirmed. Now, Sport Wrap, however, understands there is a 5th athlete whose inclusion has yet to be confirmed. As things stand, some of the athletes are already in Europe preparing for the competition. Namibia first competed at the Paralympics in 1992 at the Barcelona Games. In 2008 in Beijing, men's discus thrower Reginald Bernardet took the bronze, which was the country's first ever medal in the history of the Paralympic Games. Now, the country won its first gold and silver medal at the 2012 Paralympics through Johanna Benson, a sprinter with cerebral palsy. Ananias Shikongo went on to win a gold medal at the 2016 Rio Paralympics after winning the 200-meter T11 race for visually impaired men. All right, that is our hit list on Sport Wrap. We're going to zoom in to the weekend's rugby game in the NSSR League. Stay with us.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
All right. Alright, let's zoom in on the NSSR Rugby League, where Compact Tsumeb Gymnasium Private School defeated PSG Walvish Bay Private School with 20-0 in a Standard Bank Namibia Secondary Schools Rugby Under-19 Premier League match in Tsumeb. Saturday's victory was a fitting gift for the Tsumeb Gymnasium coach Walter Niehaus, who celebrated his birthday. Now, both teams attacked and defended courageously during the opening stages. Scoring opportunities were created on both sides, but handling errors prevented them from adding points on the scoreboard. Now, WBPS fullback and vice-captain Antoine Klein missed 2 penalty attempts. Tsumeb Gymnasium's fullback FJ Fourie made good use of the first opportunity that came his way, converting a penalty in the 18th minute. Now, Gymnasium systematically started to gain the upper hand with a dominant performance by their forwards. Inside centre Yami Filyuna eventually breached the stubborn WBPS defence and touched down for the first try of the match in the 34th minute. Fourie added the conversion and made the score 10-0 at half-time. Now, fly half Jean Devenish rounded off another good build-up with second try for the hosts in the 64th minute, and Fourie added the conversion and made the score 20-0, which stood until the final whistle went. Don't take my word for it. Here are the highlights from that game.
Hallo kykers en welkom by hierdie hoogtepunte pakket. Dit is Tsumeb Gymnasium wat vir Walvis Bay private skool aanpak hier in Tsumeb op hulle tuisgrond. Die aksie was voelbaar met motorfietsse wat gebrul het aan die begin, en hier vat Tsumeb Gymnasium die veld, en dan ook Tsumeb Gymnasium wat voorlands hulle stempel afdruk. Paar goeie skrimme, en dit plaas hulle ook op die voorvoet. Dat lê dan die grondslag vir Tsumeb Gymnasium. Heel wat hanteerfoute, goeie duikslaa, en dan ook in die lynstande was die bal telemaal skeef ingegooi, maar ons weet hierdie manne is van 'n vakansie af. So ja, hier is dit Tsumeb Gymnasium op die aanval. Weer eens Tsumeb Gymnasium, en dan word daar pale toegeskop. FJ Fourie die heel agter bring vir ons die eerste punte op die tellbord met 'n suksesvolle strafskop daar in die 18de minuut. Weer eens sien ons die goeie skrim weer daar van Tsumeb Gymnasium, en hulle vier dan ook hulle sukses daar. Walvis Bay privaat op die aanval. Goeie duikslag daar, en dan word die aanval in 'n teenaanval omskep. Weer eens hanteerfoute daar, uiteindelik beide spanne gekos. Afstorm daar, en daar trek Jamie Viljoen in die 34ste minuut. Kyk nou net daar, en hy duik oor in die 34ste minuut van hierdie wedstryd vir die eerste 3, dis dan die binnensenter van Tsumeb Gymnasium, en die skop word bygevoeg deur die heel agter FJ Fourie. 10 punte vir Tsumeb Gymnasium, geen punte op die tellbord vir Walvis Bay privaat. Weer hanteerfoute. Kom ons kyk wat lewer hierdie skrim op. Walvis Bay privaat op die aanval daar. Goeie verdediging, en dan 'n hanteerfout wat nie in punte omskep kan word nie. 'n Poging daar wat weer verlore gaan. Goeie skrimwerk deur Tsumeb Gymnasium. Hier is Tsumeb Gymnasium op die aanval. Weer eens goeie aanvalswerk deur Tsumeb Gymnasium, maar hantering kos 'n geleentheid. En dan is dit die heel agter FJ Fourie wat gedink het hy's oor daar, maar die 3 word dan nie toegeken nie, en nou 'n strafskop wat gemis word. Ja, nee, hy's oor daai ene. Dit was in die 54ste minuut, heel agter FJ Fourie wat die punte laat klim. 13 punte vir Tsumeb Gymnasium, nog geen punte op tellbord vir Walvis Bay privaat. En hier kom Tsumeb Gymnasium, kyk hier die pragtige beweging van diep vanuit hulle eie speelveld en dan 'n duikslag daar wat skrik vir niks en dan ook hier die aanval op stop sit. Goeie aanvalswerk weer eens, hanteer fout. En dit is maar hoe dit gegaan het vir groot gedeeltes van hierdie wedstryd. Tsumeb Gymnasium verbeter op die aanval hier. En dan laat in die tweede helfte in die 64ste minuut kom daar nog 'n 3 deur die loskakel John Devenish. Nee, John Devenish, ja, is die man wat 3 byvoeg en dan die heel agter FJ Fourie skop dan oor. Walvis Bay wat nie moet opgee nie, op soek na die punte, maar hanteer foute kos hulle baie en kom hulle duur te staan. Walvis Bay nog steeds op soek na hulle eerste punte in hierdie wedstryd. Met die telling 20 vir Tsumeb Gymnasium en nog geen punte vir Walvis Bay Privaat. Weer een van die aanvalle hier deur Walvis Bay. En dan word die bal uitgeskop en dit bring ons dan in die einde van hierdie wedstryd. 20 punte vir Tsumeb Gymnasium, geen punte vir Walvis Bay Privaat Skool.
Now, members of the refugee Olympic team made their way to the Olympic Village, where they will be housed alongside the rest of the Paris 2024 athletes as they prepare to go for gold at the Summer Games. Before making their way to Paris, the refugee team first gathered in the historic town of Bayeux in Normandy for a pre-games welcome event where they were able to meet and get to know their teammates and squeeze in some training at some state-of-the-art facilities. Here they are in their own words leading up to the Olympics.
What we can see here, and I'm now myself, I'm here for more than a week. And wherever you come and go, you see that the lights are on green. The preparations are going very well. The stage is set. But we have an organizing committee which remains vigilant, which does not ignore any kind of challenges, which you always have when you're organizing the most complex event in this world. And all this can give us really great confidence in looking forward to these games. So I will not preempt now all their report. I think they will praise themselves enough then afterwards. And the chair of the Coordination Commission, Pierre-Olivier Beckers, who is also with us already for a couple of days, then will give his report. This report then may be a little bit more sober than my words, but I'm sure they will go in the same direction then in the end. We all remember our dear friend and colleague, the IOC honorary member, Kevin Gosper, who has passed away. You all have know him as a man with a great passion and a great love for the Olympic movement. You all have got to know him as a man with strong convictions and strong opinions, which he fervently presented and with which he contributed greatly over so many years to the success of the Olympic movement in many functions.
Now, members of the refugee Olympic team made their way to the Olympic Village, where they will be housed alongside the rest of the Paris 2024 athletes as they prepare to go for gold at the Summer Games. Before making their way to Paris, the refugee team first gathered in the historic town of Bayeux in Normandy for a pre-games welcome event where they were able to meet and get to know their teammates and squeeze in some training at some state-of-the-art facilities. Here they are in their own words leading up to the Olympics.
Yeah, it's really good and it's really important to have this training camp before our race in Paris. Like now we get time to know each other. Like we live in different host country, and here like we met and we are like from different background. We practice different sport, but yeah, it was really important. And yeah, I hope we inspire the other refugees and we will do our best to make proud this team.
Yeah, I'm so grateful and thankful about this program that they had to support the athlete. I use it for my training camps and my races that I had in Sweden and outside of Sweden. And it was a big support to know that there are places to sleep and training.
Oh, my preparation is only I want to train well, to go and run. Also, my preparation is to prepare to go and run game, to improve time, also to win, to get number 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah.
One of the greatest names in Namibian football is Ricardo Manetti, and we've had the pleasure of having several conversations with him, and this is just one of them where he spoke to Jesse Jackson Kauraitha about his journey in Namibian football. Enjoy.
It's good day, Coach.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. It is great having you on the Sport Rep show. The legendary Ricardo Manetti. We're not talking about your coaching days today because...
Oh, thank you so much.
I know it has been... always been tough and a lot of controversies.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a legend of the Brave Warriors as well. I know you went on to coach it, but first you played for them, especially from the under age groups.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dwell much on those age groups. I just want to dwell on your days with the Brave Warriors, the senior team. And one of the moments or things that I would like to know is what your first debut felt like, especially for the senior team.
Terrible. It was a disaster. Firstly, it was a shock to me. I was, I think, 16 at that time, playing in the first team.
Yes.
And I think the nerves got the better of me. I couldn't even control the ball properly. I was shaking. and to the extent where the crowd even booed me. You know, it was really a bad experience, but also a very proud one, because at that moment I felt like there is something in me that the coaches, you know, see, and that they want me to express. And I will never forget that game. Independence Stadium against Zambia, the mighty Zambia.
Which year was that?
That was, I think, 92. 1992, way back. And you know, there were players, you know, the players of the previous era, your Mike Peterson, Tolly van Wyk, I think Tolly was the captain, Donkey Majid, you know, guys like that of the previous, and we were now the youngsters coming in, and I was the youngster that got introduced.
So you spoke of the crowd. We look at today's crowd that attends matches, but if you take us back to that day, was it a fully packed Independence Stadium?
It was fully packed. You know, back in the day, you know, the Independence Stadium was the stadium to go to. People walked from Karatura, from Kommersdal, all the way to Independence Stadium. And, you know, they really loved the team so much that they packed that. I think the stadium capacity is 20,000. So we had 20,000 most of the times when we played.
Okay, so you played for quite a while, and I'm sure you have had some special matches. But what would be the most special match you played in the
Definitely the Bafana one. We beat them. We actually beat them twice, and but the first one was quite special because it was, to me, it was more than just Bafana. It was more than a derby. To me, it was, you know, the South Africans, you know, they colonized Namibia, and we were like a province at that time. And to actually got our independence in 1990 was something. You know, the political independence. That was something special. But then, football-wise, that was like, for me, in football terms, that was my independence day. You know, in terms of being Namibia, the brave warriors, on your own, not under the umbrella of South Africa, not under the, you know, in the shadows of other countries.
Okay, I want to take you through a quick one. 1998, that's the 8th of February. Brave Warriors debuted at AFCON Burkina Faso against Ivory Coast. Half time, Ivory Coast 3, Namibia 0. Goals, Elifas Chivute, second half. That's Ricardo Manetti, 1 goal. The match ended 4-3 in favor of Ivory Coast, but you guys put up a brave. Do you remember that? Can you recall some of the moments?
How can I forget that game? That game, I think it was dubbed, you know, in the AFCON stats and records as the comeback and one of the most exciting games ever to have been played at AFCON. So I think everything happened in the dressing room. You know, that was, I know, you know, when you played Ivory Coast, the mighty Ivory Coast. And we went into the dressing room, and I think everything, the magic happened in the dressing room. And most of the times people don't, I think, somewhere, somehow, every fan would like to be that fly on the wall in a dressing room, because a lot of things happen there. The coach is on your case, or the coach is not even saying anything, or sometimes it's just a player coming through, and in that case, you know, we had a lot of fights in the dressing room.
One of the things is that you guys went 3 goals, I mean, down. Were beyond, was this part of something you guys expected in the match, or were you guys caught by surprise? And
we knew the game was going to be tough, but you know, at that time we thought that we've matured to the extent where those 4-0s and 4-1s are it's not going to happen again. But then boom, here it happened at AFCON. So when we got into the dressing room, it was, you know, it was a dear Makar dressing room. This one is blaming that one is blaming the other one, and it was this one having a go, this one, and the coaches were just there, and they're trying to keep us together and not for us to lose hope. Because if you lose hope,
Yeah.
the score is going to be 6-7-0.
Yeah.
Because then you would just go downwards from there.
From there.
But some of us stood up, and a guy like me, I stood up and I said, "Look, what happened happened.
And then
There's
you
nothing we can do about it."
Yeah.
So the referees, is on his whistle, telling us to come out,
Yes.
and we are like fighting in there and having a go with each other.
Having a go at each other.
And it's not going to help our cause. There are Namibians out there watching.
Yeah.
How are we going to come back? So
Okay.
let us go onto that pitch and do the opposite of what we did in first half.
Okay.
And then the referee, and when they had to go out.
Yeah. Well, before we conclude, I brought that game because today is the 8th of February, and of course it is one of those days
Yeah.
I would like to
Special
remind you.
day, special day, yeah.
Yes. Before we conclude, well, you just have probably 30 seconds
Wow.
just to tell us what would you have changed as a player, and what have you learned from being a football player?
Wow, I've learned so many things from being a football player. The discipline, time management, respect, and how to bounce back from defeats. And I've taken that into my daily life to say that if things are not going okay, you have to bounce back. Because after missing a penalty, after missing a chance, after losing a game, you have to bounce back. There's another game waiting for you. And that's the same with life. Life is like that. It's always an up and down situation. And you always have to pick yourself up. No one is going to pick yourself up. Remember that. Life is a DIY project. You have to pick yourself up.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you.